Welcome to a team update for AFL Fantasy. SuperCoach for 2024. It's George from Fantasy Take TV. It is hard to tell the difference between Fantasy and SuperCoach with the new announcement of 40 trades that we have now. So it's a lot of trades, fantasy tactics. If you're familiar with AFL Fantasy, then that's probably the way you play this year in SuperCoach, or it sort of has been for the past few years, but now it's gone up a notch. So yeah, it's interesting. If you followed me on Twitter, or didn't even have to follow me, if you saw on Twitter, you probably would have seen I wasn't too happy with the decision, but it is what it is, and now we have to adapt. The reason why I really didn't like the decision was the direction of the game has been, just add more trades, and I don't know why. I don't know the reasoning for adding more trades, and what are the decisions what are the values, what are the core mechanics, what are the principles that drive decision making for SuperCoach? And I don't think there are any. It's just add more trades just because at this stage. So I know it's been hard with the COVID and then more buys and stuff like that, extra round, but I feel like it doesn't have to be this way. Just more trades. Is it like a business decision to get more people playing? I'm not sure that correlates exactly. There's no real evidence for that. People, I think, will use all their trades by the buys, maybe an extra 1 or 2 injury trades than usual, and that'll be it. So just trade. Even the boosts, I think boosts are very overpowered, but what I think about the game, it doesn't matter. What we have to do is deal with what's in front of us. So yeah, it's more for those older school that played SuperCoach all those years ago. I think the feeling of, you really had to think hard about a trade. It was really big. Do you make a correction? Hold its gold, all this sort of stuff. Hold your trades. That sort of core mechanic of limited trades sort of gone. It's all about value and being aggressive now, and I think it's going to be just chasing break evens as well. So yeah, I guess it's still a lot of skill involved. I think a few people saying, this is because this reduces the skill. It does make the game, adding more trades reduces the skill in the game. It does make the game a lot more forgiving to mistakes, so there's that element, but there's still skill in 40 trades. It's going to be very fast paced, and you're going to need to keep up every week and get these rookies off the field and whatnot. So yeah, it's interesting, but that's just my view. Playing SuperCoach over the years, just do miss the almost stressful making a trade if you're invested as I was, because it's just a big decision, and you got punished and rewarded pretty hard for your trades, and now you don't get punished as hard. So it is what it is. I did sort of lose it a bit on Twitter. I wasn't happy, and people were provoking me, which if you throw stones at me and I throw back, what else were you expecting? So I'll leave it at that. But that's alright, is what it is, and we move on. I probably don't do myself much favors on Twitter, but I like to stand up for what I think, and it may not, doesn't give me much chance to, be friendly with everyone, because I just care about the game and put that first. So I don't know. That's all I'll say on that, but we'll talk about the team. I know I've spoken this long, and you might be looking at Jack Steele there and thinking, what is this idiot doing getting sucked into Steele again? He's picked him yet again for the 3rd or 4th year in a row. We'll get to Jack Steele. This is not a final team or anything. I want to see him in the preseason, but I think if we look at, I've zoomed in a bit much here, but if we look at the buys, not the early buys, but Steele will play all the way through the early ones. I think 15's the last buy. So Steele and Crouch, Walsh has an earlier buy. So Steele and Crouch play all through the buy. Even Amon does too. So we can maybe flip these plays in the last buy, provided we can do that, and hopefully we finish the team before round 15. So maybe we just hold them until then. Look, maybe they just don't bounce back, or Steele doesn't, but I think I've read a bit up on Steele. There's a good interview with him on Triple M on Brownlow night. It's worth Googling. It's just a 4-minute interview. So just said about he lost his confidence, and he says he never uses injuries as an excuse which it didn't look like he would use it as an excuse, or didn't really say anything. It just kept coming out that he was injured. Like the GM of football, I think, came out and said like he was injured, and just like journalists were finding out he was injured. He never said he was injured. He just played through. It was Achilles ankle surgery in the off season. Sloan fell on his knee, and then he broke his collarbone. Look, maybe that's too injury prone for your liking, but his value, I think he definitely, like, he wasn't moving well last preseason. He's moving well at the moment. So I think we see some bounce back, but is it enough to warrant picking? Do I just pay a bit extra for a younger guy who is just on the rise and much safer? I guess you could, but a lot of these plays like Gordon and Green have the buy, and an extra 100k is kind of hard to find as well. So I'm not saying pick Steele. I'm not saying I will pick him. I'm just saying, like, I think we see some sort of bounce back, and price and buy play a bit of a part in the reason why I think you could do worse than Steele. But man, I'm going to feel like an idiot if I pick him and he does the same thing as the last year. So his AFL fantasy numbers, he still averaged 98 in fantasy, which was, I thought was like surprising given how many things went wrong with him, like subbed once or twice. So yeah, anyway, we'll start with the defense. So what's the defense strategy this year? I don't have Dacos at the moment. I'm open to picking him. I don't even know who my captain's going to be. It's probably Butters at the moment, but for the early rounds. But yeah, Nick has the bye, obviously, and potentially the Finn Mag tag. So do you jump on after? I think my only concern with not picking Nick is as soon as he's done with his bye, it's just drop everything and get him before he gets out of reach, because it's hard to put a ceiling on him. So I'm thinking about fading Nick Dacos at the moment. And then you look at the other defender options. I guess Sicily, Amon could eat into Sicily a little bit. I just love watching Sicily. He's just so fun to watch. When he gets up and about, it's like you just have to laugh. But you don't laugh when he gets suspended like last year twice. But yeah, I love Sicily. Probably my favourite player, top 3 favourite in the league, if you exclude Dogs, Mids, and Dunkley and stuff, because I love all those guys. But yeah, love Sicily. Tom Stewart, 2 years, no soft tissue history. Does that even matter anymore to consider durability that much, unless it's like a yo sort of type. So, and he has a nice fixture, Dogs and Saints round 1 and 2, which are friendly matchups. Well, new year, so you never know. And then Sinclair's alright, upgrade target, I think, with the Marvel run, and like 2 months in. Like Sheezel, what's his role? Newman has the bye, so Ridley's Ridley. Like, just don't want to go there again. So that's the defense. And you got Hayden Young. I think we're all picking Hayden Young. Heath Chapman's an interesting one because he's pretty cheap, but yeah, I'm confused. Like, sometimes he's like more halfback, sometimes he's more wing at training. I'd like to see what the split is, because halfback I'm interested. If he's wing, then I might as well just pick a rookie and then like turn Steele or Walsh into somebody else. So yeah, we'll see. So do you have Chapman? Zach Williams, I think we're all gonna, his ownership must be very high. He's number 1, 60%. So yeah, apparently he's fit, looking fit, and all we really ask from him is just play and score 70, and he's capable of much more than that. As annoying as he's been as a fantasy option because of his durability, he had a year at the Giants where he should have been All-Australian, and he wasn't. He was that good. So like, he's a gun player. It's just things need to go right and needs to be fit. So hopefully that happens this year. Marty Hall, I like if he plays, and then Reed and Caulfield. Like, there's Gibcus there. Maybe we pick Gibcus. It's just see how he goes. Coming off a big injury, so see how he goes and what his role is in the preseason. Is it third tall? Is it key defender? We'll see. So over to the midfield, and yeah, a lot of interesting players to pick here. And this is a line that I'm struggling with the most. Like, obviously Jack Steele, Walsh has the bye. In a limited trade, in a 40 trade game, do I want to pick a Sam Walsh? I'm not sure, but like, when you read Carlton training reports, the Brownlow is done. The Coleman 1 and 2 is going to be Harry and Charlie. And yeah, Walsh is like, the praises for Walsh are pretty high at the moment. So he's underpriced for sure. First full preseason in a while. Had the back issues, hamstring issues. Now he's flying at the moment. Super hard worker. CBA should go up. The stars are aligning for Walsh this year. Carlton are probably going to finish. Well, they should finish top 4 based on last year, but things can change. So he's in at the moment. I'm not sure he's top 8. There's a lot of good. Like I see Merritt, see like Petrarca, Bont, Libber, Dawson, Dunkley. Like all these names could easily beat Walsh. So we'll see. But his value, and if he's not top position, we have so many trades. Maybe we can flip him on his buy or something. And then Steele and Crouch. Already spoke about Steele. I think the concern is the body. How's it going to hold up? Is he just going to try and get through the season, going to have good games and down games based on how the body feels? We'll see, I guess. But at least the body's feeling... He wasn't moving well at the start of last year, but now he is. So at least he's got a better base. And he's a very competitive dude. He's no excuses. Super hard worker, captain. 26 Brownlow votes 1 year. Dual All-Australian. It's not a player to laugh off. He's had his issues, and I've always been a fan of Steele. Excuse me. And Matt Crouch, I have still. I think he's the best Crows mid to pick from the lot. Just monitor Pedler, Rochelle, Rankin, even the mid-time in the preseason. But I think it'll be the big 3, Laird, Crouch, and Dawson hogging most of the CBAs. Eamon, I've spoken about in previous videos. The numbers at halfback are really, really good. 109 with Sicily in the 5 games he played with Sicily at halfback. Played 6, and 1 was without Sicily, so not counting that for now. But he still scored well in that game. So hopefully 105 plus, because that's what the numbers say. But we'll see. Hardwick playing forward. Maybe that opens kick-ins. Maybe they give him to someone else. I don't know. But we'll see. And McKercher, Sanders, I think you just got to pick both, especially McKercher with the halfback role. And Sanders, his highlights are fun to watch. I think if the Dogs want pace and burst in the midfield, I think they just play Sanders now, because when you watch his highlights, it's just a lot of bursting from stoppage. So, and he gets it and goes, and yeah, almost like Dangerfield, like when he gets it. So I really like watching him. So I think he'll play round 1 for sure. Jeremy Sharp is doing well. Jai Clark. I haven't heard much on him, just because Geelong don't reveal much. I've heard good things on Bedendo, that's it. Gorn Grundy we'll stick with. The interesting part of this year is on their bye, do you turn them into a Marshall or an English? Briggs will have his bye. Bit older, these guys, whereas these guys are all like mid-20s, getting better into their prime. I don't know about getting better, but at a better age bracket, whereas like Gorn could have a few down games, but still Gorn's still the king. So we'll see. And then forward line, McRae's a hard one. I'll never have a good read on this. There's been some good discussion on Twitter about him. I still am not sure. I did read that he potentially played through rib damage. I can't confirm that, but a Big Footy mod from the Bulldogs section said that he had some rib soreness last year. I don't know when or how long he had it for, and they just said he was playing through it. Maybe that affected him, because I think pre-bye he averaged 108 SuperCoach. So it was his post-bye that killed him. So yeah, if he does 108 pre-bye again, that'd be pretty good, even with terrible CBAs. So we'll see. I'm not sure, but yeah, McRae's been such a favourite of ours for so long. It's hard to I haven't let go of McRae, and I still believe. So we'll see. Still, they're not 30, so surely. But anyway, Flanders, I'm a big fan of. Saw him last year, unbelievable. He's just a magnet. And then Billings, it sounds like he's motivated to do well this year, and he needs a fresh start more than just about anyone in the league. So I'm a believer in Billings at that price. Reed will play. There's a lot of good things about Finn McRae coming out. Sean Manor. Again, I've heard nothing about Geelong. They're no good to us in pre-season. We heard not much about Tanner Bruin. They gave him 85% tog or something in the practice game. Then got permanently benched in actual games. So got baited pretty hard by that. So hopefully we find more on Geelong. We've got Lazaro on the bench. Just a lot of money on the bench. But yeah, apparently like really, really insanely hard worker, leaving no stone unturned sort of type. Can play inside mid, but do they give him a role? Is he best 22? All that sort of stuff. If he gets a decent role, which is going to be tough because you got LDU in there, you got Wardlaw, Phillips is still pretty young, Simkin. You got like all these names there. Sheasel as well. It's going to be tough to get mid rotations. He might just have to be a utility. So we'll see. He's very cheap and he's just a rookie. So not much wasting my breath until we see stuff. And then hearing good things about Darcy Wilson. So that's where we're at the moment. Pretty value heavy. I sort of just worried about no captain. And we're just going to have to guess. Like Stewart versus Saints round 1. Is that a captain? And then we'll like round 2 and 3, we'll have a loop with Williams and Flanders, maybe Walsh. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm still not sure on Walsh and Steele in the midfield. I feel okay about the other mids. And defenders, I'll be picking 2 of Sicily, Stewart, and Dacos most likely. Maybe all 3 if I drop a mid, but we'll see. I think there's a bit of potential in Zach Reed, Nick Caulfield, Marty Hoare, Josh Gibkiss, Pink if he plays. Not sure he does. So. And then, like we'll have best 18 and round 6, round 7 will come. Amon and McKercher can go back, all going well. So that's the team. That's it from me. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one.